Every day I'm going to read a short passage. This calendar basically has every day of the year has some event of racial injustice or systemic oppression. And so to keep this conversation going, I'm going to read July 10th, 1887. Investigation by grand jury in Hinds County, Mississippi finds that prisoners in the state's convict leasing system are worked to death, kept in filthy conditions, and starved. And what you're going to hear is that there's something like this every single day, 365 days of the year. And it's something we have to reckon with, talk about, and try to heal with and heal from. So with that, Renee, fire away.
Okay, thanks, Rick. In the interest of time, knowing we've got players coming after you, I'm going to go ahead and just jump in with the questions. So I'm going to allow Paul Jones from NBC5 to start. I've asked him to unmute.
Okay, did that do it, Renee?
I can hear you.
Okay, very good, Coach. Thanks for your time. Appreciate it. Just can you give us a sense of what the atmosphere was like in a very unorthodox setting that you and your players have really never had to deal with like this?
This is a historic situation. It's extraordinary, this environment that they put together, the care, the attention to detail, everything else. And we're gonna have a great attitude about it because we realize this is probably a once in a lifetime type thing. This will go down in history as one of the really unique events in sports history. So our guys have had a great attitude about it. The quarantine was fine. Accommodations are terrific. We just had our first practice. The facilities are great. And we're working through everything on the fly. The first practice went really well, and we'll recover from this and get ready to go tomorrow, I believe, at 2 p.m. Eastern time.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rick. Next up, we've got Eddie.
Hi, Rick. I'm just wondering what the situation was like in practice. What did you try to accomplish, or what could you accomplish in a situation where you really haven't had a chance to have a full practice in 4+ months or 4 months?
Well, we're calling this a ramp up. We're starting from day one. We've carefully planned the first 3 days. And part of this is taking a gauge as to where our guys are physically. We got through this practice with no issues. And look, a lot of it is getting back to doing movements that are NBA full court movements. The individual workouts over the last month and a half, 2 months have been just that. They've been individual workouts, in most cases on a half-court basis. So we're beginning the process of full-fledged, full-court conditioning. And then, of course, reviewing things that are necessary for us to review in terms of our strategy and how we play offensively and defensively.
Great. Okay, next we are coming to Dwayne.
Can't hear anybody. Dwayne,
okay, here we go.
Need to unmute.
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. I was wondering, did everybody participate in practice other than Courtney, Dwight, Jalen, and Cauley-Stein? And also, what are the accommodations like for you guys there at the hotel between that and the food? And what was that like for you as a coach to see your players finally get in a 5-on-5 situation here?
It's great to be back in the gym. Everybody misses the smell of the gym, on a team basis. It's just, it's one of the really special things about any sport. And so, we had a really great and productive practice. The level of enthusiasm is really terrific with our guys. They're they want to be back together on the floor. They've worked extremely hard up until now, and so things are real positive. In terms of the accommodations, we're at the Grand Floridian. Last time I was here was in early May of 2008. I was here with my wife Donna and our daughter Abby, who was 4 years old at the time. We had a family vacation that was planned out, and it was really right after I had done my first interview with the Mavericks. And so spent a lot of time at the Bibbidi Bobbidi Boutique, and all the rides and everything else. And we had a blast. I'm not in the same room that we were in 2008, but once again, the accommodations are really good. And, the processes and procedures you got to go through in an environment like this are unusual. Everything is touchless. Your meals are delivered to your door in a touchless way. And during the quarantine, it was a completely different experience. But with the capability of doing Zoom calls with your staff and virtually anybody on the planet, it's surprising how much you can get done.
Okay, appreciate it.
Thank you.
Hey, Rick, you went a little bit out of focus. Can you maybe back up just a touch and see? Yep, that's better. Thank you.
Now, we wouldn't want me out of focus. That would be a disaster, wouldn't it?
It would. We've all missed seeing your face over the last 4 months, Rick. So, okay, our next question is going to be from Jeff at Fox 4. I'm asking you to unmute now.
Hi, Rick. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Thanks, Coach. Looks like your guys have been having a good time since they arrived. We saw the socially distanced dance party. What would you say about the way they're taking this in stride? And do you try and embrace how surreal this is, or at a certain point do you try and block that out and make it feel as normal as possible?
It's a great question. A lot of things, in life, when you get into difficult times or unusual situations, you try to normalize. I'm not sure we really want to do that here. I want to breathe in the uniqueness of this experience. As I mentioned, our guys have had a really terrific approach and attitude about coming here, knowing that there's going to be limitations and stuff like that, knowing that really, at the end of the day, we just have each other here. And so, they're putting out some really cool stuff on social media and having fun with that. And we're allowing our social media guy Chopper to really have almost unlimited access to practice and meetings and stuff. We're going to give a lot of content to Mavs social media, Instagram, Twitter, all those things, so that our fans can get as close a view as possible of this historic situation.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Okay, our final question for you today, Rick, is going to be from Callie.
Hey, Callie.
Rick, how are you?
Can't hear you.
No, you can't hear me?
Callie, I think you might need to speak a little louder, please.
Okay, can you hear me now?
A little bit.
No?
Talking to your microphone.
Can anybody hear me? Okay, here. How's this now? Sorry. I'll talk loud. I was just curious, how'd you pass the time in quarantine for about a couple days there?
Well,
No? Can't hear still?
Yep, he has your question, Callie.
Oh, he does? Okay.
what did she say, Renee?
She asked how you spent your couple days in quarantine.
Okay. We had a lot of us had a lot of things sent down early. We talked to a trucking company that, transports all the Cowboys equipment out to California for their training camp and back. And so they took a big load of stuff down early, knowing that we were going to be here at least 2 months. I have an exercise bike from home. I sent that down. Sent some stuff to basically set up an in-room gym, and took a while to get unpacked. And then, as I mentioned, a lot of Zoom calls, a lot of phone calls. It's going to be a long time being away from the family, so just trying to stay connected there. But the time passed surprisingly fast, and and now that we're out of quarantine and we're in the gym again, it's just I really sense it's just going to fly by again. So we're really pleased to be here. We feel very humble about this opportunity, and day one was good, and we'll look forward to day two.